2 days until we go live on the NASDAQ, guys. A lot to get through, let's go.
Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Something that happens by chance, I think not.
What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope, of course, you are all well. Sorry if I sound a bit groggy, a bit of sickness coming down with my daughter and starting to rub off on me a bit. So I'm a bit groggy, guys, but I'll bear with me if you can. Today's video, we're just going to do a bit of just a run over some of the questions that I've been asked. But first and foremost, I want to talk about the market uncertainty. We have seen a lot of negative press out there, guys. You've probably seen all the stuff happening in China, the Evergrande, the ripple effect that could have. It could definitely have a domino effect on the rest of the world, and especially on the stock market, guys. It's causing a lot of uncertainty. We know the market doesn't like uncertainty. I'll not read out the article, guys. Do your own due diligence, of course, but at a very high level. Evergrande have built a load of homes to a certain point, a lot of properties to a certain point. And the issue here being is, you imagine it, as a quantity surveyor, I can tell you this as well, nobody wants to come in and stand over someone else's workmanship. They don't understand perhaps the design detail that it's been taken to, and they're maybe not tied into the same supply, so they can't deliver that project for the same price. That's a high level. So if they can't deliver on that, what will happen then? Evergrande obviously go bust. But everyone below that, the supply chain, right down to the man that supplies the nails, won't get paid. They don't get paid. That has a ripple effect on banks, because the banks then won't collect their rent payments. They've put a big deposit down on the new homes and the new construction. They're not going to get their return on that. And everybody in that supply chain that can't get paid from that project then perhaps will defer on their car payments, on their house payments. And that just has a huge, big ripple effect. Now, within China, there's a lot of issues with big companies' profit, which we've talked about in this channel. Go in and share the video I did about the Chinese market. Should you buy Chinese stocks? I did raise my concerns there about a month or so ago. I pulled out on the majority of my stuff, and as of yesterday, I've sold the last of my Alibaba. I have a little tiny position left, and it's more just to keep it on my mind, because I would like to potentially buy back into it, but there's a lot of uncertainty in China, and ultimately, guys, I just think you should be away from Chinese stocks. So that's a high-level summary of that. We've also got volcanoes going off on the coast of Spain, which is causing real concern because there's talk of tsunamis and all this, and that won't be cleared up for weeks at the earliest, guys. So that is also causing issues. The general market itself needed a huge pullback. We're in the process of doing that. The Dow Jones, S&Ps were well over 5% now pullback, if you can take in yesterday's declines. The heat map opened yesterday. If anyone's seen the opening bell, the heat map literally opened up pretty much all red, bar a handful of stocks. It was crazy. Then you throw in the Jerome Powell's about to speak about tapering. We know the issues with tapering, guys. The uncertainty that brings. Interest rates go up. It has a negative impact. Plus then we've got the infrastructure deal being talked about on the 27th of the month. Infrastructure deal in America, if that gets signed off, will be a good thing. But if there's any uncertainty there, it'll make people nervous and could have a negative impact on the stocks. Then on top of all of that, guys, you've got Bitcoin massively pulling back because of that, which affects our baby, Argo blockchain. So we've seen pullbacks today, guys, of 4 or 5%, and you can see here, guys, look at this drop here. Wow, we'll actually watch this live. That just went down over 6.5%. We'll watch this live, guys, and see what happens. The bulls are buying the stocks that are dipping, guys. That is exactly what's happening here. There's strong support for buying any types of dips, any discount going. People are buying it. So I'm not worried about Argo, but it has halted our potential gains that we would have got and the lead up to the NASDAQ. Wow, you can see there, pulled straight back up. ARBKF, American Stock Exchange, guys, you can see here that had a big bad day yesterday, and all to do with all the stuff that we talked about, guys. But if we look at the technical stuff on TradingView, again, take this at a very, very high level, because it is. But you can see here, it's all indicating in the right way. Where we look at the 4 hour, 1 day, whatever we're looking at, it's looking very, very positive for Argo blockchain. Now, I'm still going to do my video tomorrow. There's a lot of work that goes into that video, guys, and we're going to talk about the different scenarios. This is just a quick update video that I wanted to bring to you live, guys, as quick as I could. Let's have a look at some of the questions, guys, then. We have questions then coming in. Hodl ARBK says, do you think uploading to the NASDAQ will keep the stock from getting shorted as much as ARB ARBKF? Unfortunately, guys, I think that any stock that has a huge gain or has any sort of retail investors potentially pumping it, and I think Argo does fall into that category. I would not be surprised if it does get heavily shorted, but we'll get into that tomorrow. Alex says he's going to wait for the shareholders to sell off at the beginning before he buys. Fair enough. Michael says I have 300 shares at $2. What will happen to my shares when it goes public? well, hopefully to the moon, guys, but we'll see. Yaz says he doesn't understand what the ARB is picking up because of parallel NASDAQ listing. We've talked about that, guys. It pretty much just means they're all linked in. It's all one company, so when one value goes up, it'll pull the other up. And the reason being is just that people won't want to get discounts. They'll want to buy the cheaper stocks. So if one stock's going up, people are going to jump on and buy the other one to raise it up. And it just kind of works out like that. You'll see the new ticker symbol will have a higher value. And that's just because, again, it's the 10-to-1 ratio. So it'll look different, guys, but the price increase should be in and around the same. But you have to also take into consideration the time zone difference. So one stock might close at 4:30 and then that'll continue on. So the next day it'll open up and it might look different. But if you look at it over the week, it should be the same. All right, guys, so that's the video. Hope you have found that informative. If you have, please like, subscribe. I'll come back to you tomorrow with a more detailed video. I just thought I'd touch base because there's a lot of uncertainty out there and people are starting to get worried about it. Nothing to be worried about. You just have to look at the whole market as a whole before you make your assumptions on Argo blockchain. Also, thanks to Becky Southall for buying me a coffee. As you can see, thank you for your hard work and helping us newbies get the grips of everything. No problem, really appreciate that. And you've put in brackets that you're not Bob. Please explain what that means. But thanks anyway, guys. Feel free to do the same. Help me support the channel and keep it going for free. I really do appreciate it. If you have no money, you can't help out that way, just hit like. That really goes a long way as well. I'll catch you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Something that happens by chance, I think not.